I'm Randy Reed, editor of the Edison Report, and I'm in Aurora, Ohio with Kai Den Daas, the CEO of TCP Lighting. And Kai has agreed to sit down with me. So Kai, thank you for having me.
Always a pleasure to have you here, Randy.
Well, thank you. And just a full disclosure that Kai serves on many boards, including the board of Luma, and I am an employee of Luma. So just want to get that out of the way. Now, Kai, you're on several boards. Valmont,
Yes.
Many Silicon Valley startups as well over the years. You were on the board of Luxem, which is where we first met. Okay, moving on here. TCP, I've been hearing a little bit about the TCP Advantage. Tell me what that is, please.
Well, TCP means a lot of things. So in our company, we refer to TCP sometimes as the Total Commitment Pledge. That is our internal, let's say, improvement, total quality, mantra that we use. The official name is Technical Consumer Products. That's what TCP stands for. And the advantage we have over what I call full line lamp or lighting companies are that we are, first of all, we are a specialist. We focus and are dedicated on energy efficient or energy saving solutions. That's one. Secondly, I feel that we have probably the best people in the industry. That is another big aspect of our advantage. The third thing, compared to many of my competitors, is that we design, manufacture, and sell everything. Almost everything. 90% of our revenue is with products that come out of our own factories. We have 3,500 TCP employees in China that work in 4 factories.
And you own these factories?
They are wholly owned factories of TCP. Actually, it is a daughter company of TCP under Chinese laws. It's called Jiangling Electronics, Jiangling Lighting actually, and Jiangling Jiang is the name of Chinese name of Solomon Yan, and Ling is one. Sorry, Jiang is the name of Alice Yan in Chinese, and Ling is one of the surnames of Solomon Yan. So
Alice's
that's
brother.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's how.
But so 4 facilities in China.
Yep.
Okay, 4 different cities.
Yes.
Okay.
But 2 of them are relatively close in different cities across the Yangtze River. One is in Jiangzhou and the other was in Zhenjiang, but that's about 30 minutes by car.
Okay. Now, you mentioned 3,500 employees, and employees are the strength. You have engineering resources here in Aurora as well as in Asia. Is that correct?
We have about 105 what we call R&D and engineering staff.
Okay.
And 91 are in China. Out of the 91, 75 are in our Shanghai office.
Okay.
And 16 are in the Zhenjiang facility where all of our LED light bulbs are made.
So that's about 15 here in the U.S.
16.
16.
Yeah.
And how does it work?
Well, it's simple. So if you look at total R&D portfolio or activities, you have what I call really never done before. So that is breaking design new platforms. It's like wireless or connected or Wi-Fi, that sort of stuff. So we do that here. Then we have new product platforms. And we do that also here. But when you have line extensions, when you have another PAR on already a large family of PAR lamps or BR, etc. We do that in China. And when you have cost down programs, we also do those in China. So we have a distinct, let's say, demarcation of tasks and responsibilities between the various R&D engineering staff. And it's all headed up by one person, so who has a global responsibility.
Well, you've been in the industry for many years, and I am sure impressed by the design work that I see coming out of China now. It's so much better than it was, 10 and even 5 years ago.
True, and I think we are still at the beginning there. China has grown up. It was a a factory, and they started with plastic flowers and toys, and now the most advanced kidney dialysis equipment comes from China. I mean, so it is really.
All your customer service is here for worldwide?
We have activities, commercial activities in North America, which is the bulk of our business. I would say 85%.
And the other 15?
And then we have a fairly good market share in the UK.
Okay.
And then we have activities in Asia, but in selected countries. So Japan, we have a good presence, South Korea, New Zealand, and some other countries. Yeah.
Okay. Your labs for accreditation are here or China or both?
We have China, in SQL, which is S stands for Shanghai. We have a UL accredited lab. In ZQL, which is in Zhejiang, we have the same. And we have 2 beautiful labs here, Energy Star accredited and a UL accredited lab. Yeah.
Okay.
In Aurora.
In China, when you talk again about the 3,500 employees, do you have much automation in China? And is automation needed in China?
Automation is always needed. One could say, yes, in China the salaries are lower than what you pay in other parts of the world. That's true. Although also their salaries, or what we call the wage bill, is increasing.
Okay, yes.
So that's point one. Secondly, if we assemble LED light bulbs on a fully manual line, we need 42 workers. We have also a semi-automated line. We still need almost 20, 19 to be exact. But we have a fully automated line. We need 4 to 5.
Do you have manufacturing here in Aurora at this facility?
Not manufacturing per se. We have assembly here. 2 types of assembly. We assemble fixtures, LED fixtures, troughers, high base, sky base, and the componentry comes from China. And the so-called LED boards that we use in these fixtures are made in one of our factories in China. But we do the final assembly here because, you know, for our fixture business, sometimes you have emergency lighting in there. Sometimes you need to put a special switch or cord and a plug in there. So that's why we do that here. And we also have a service to some of our national account customers. When they order PAR lamps, sometimes you need a very narrow beam, a wide beam, they want to have a COB chip, so we have the ability downstairs to custom made the PAR family based on componentry that we have here in inventory.
Tell our audience a little bit about your vertical integration and your strengths there.
So, like I said, we design and we design our own drivers, for instance, for both CFL and LED. We don't make LED emitter chips. We buy that from partners that we work with.
And
back to that later.
Agnostic?
We have partnerships with Nichia.
Okay.
And I'm proud to say that we are the largest illumination customer of Nichia. You know that these chip makers don't call it lighting but illumination.
Sure.
But we do also do business with other what we call tier 1 emitter chip companies.
Okay.
But we design our own drivers. We feel that we have a distinct advantage by doing so because you can marry, if I may use that word, the chip performance with the driver if you do everything in-house.
Right.
Other people buy the driver from a driver company and the chip from a chip company, and then we feel we are somewhat restricted in our possibilities to drive a lamp. For CFLs, we also have the ability to fabricate our own glass. So we buy the raw glass rods from a third party, but we do the coating in-house and we do the bending for the twisters, all automated by the way. So we are fairly integrated. We buy basically only some of the core componentry, which is the LED emitter chip and the power supply chip to make our own driver.
So speaking of CFL, How is the transition going?
Well, it is surprising if you look at the NEMA statistics, which come out every quarter in North America, that still in Q3 of 2015, there were, if you annualize it, 150 million pieces CFL sold in North America. Well, in the USA alone.
Okay.
So it's,
what percent was yours?
I prefer not to go into that detail, but okay. We sold a fair share of that, and I think I have later a number here that because you know we sold 21 million in the first 6 months of the year.
$21 million
pieces.
21 million pieces of CFL.
Yeah.
In the first 6 months.
Yeah, because that's the last quarter that we filed is Q2, and that covers the first 6 months of the year.
Okay, so this is how I know TCP is through the CFL.
Yep.
And you know, I go back a long time where we used to have the blue light CFLs, or you'd go in your closet, you turn the light on, you grab a shirt, and you're finished in the closet before the light even warms up. Once I started buying TCP, I never had those issues. You dominated in CFL, and you still do. Do you plan to dominate in LED?
My legal counsel always tells me not to use the word dominate, so we want to lead the market, like we led the market in CFL, also in LED. The difference between LED and CFL is that at the time that CFL became a big technology within the lamp business, there were only the traditional lighting companies active in that market. Now you have so many new competitors entering the LED light bulb business, so that it is more difficult when you have, let's say, you're racing against 5 other people. It's easier to know the strengths and the weakness of the other 5. Now I'm competing with 50 competitors, and every day of the week there's one new competitor servicing. So it's difficult to lead in the same way as we did with CFL, but we're trying.
But when you say you competed against 5 people with CFL, true, but you also private labeled for some of those guys, correct?
Correct. That's because, again, we had, and probably still have, the widest range of CFL. We could make any color. If you wanted to have 2359 Kelvin lamps, we could make it for you. Right. Not many other companies were willing to do that. So that is something that we had, because again we were mixing our own flue powders and coating our own lamps. So you see, because of the proliferation of the LED light bulb industry, you see that there are so many other companies on the market, all from overseas, and some of them seem only to be able to compete on price, which makes this a very, very challenging environment.
So Kai, if you did 21 million CFL lamps in the first half of 2015, how many LED lamps did you do?
First half of this year we did almost 11 million, 10.7 to be exact, LED light bulbs. We haven't filed our Q3 report, so I can't give any financials, but I can tell you that it's much more now in Q3, a 50-50 between CFL and LEDs, and actually...
wow,
yeah.
Okay.
So we see, year to date, we see a 30% volume growth in LED light bulbs over the same period last year. But in dollars, because of the extreme price erosion, it's not 30%.
Okay. So the crossover would occur fourth quarter? Your fourth quarter?
No, the crossover in the quarter was there.
Already happened in the third quarter?
Yeah, but if you do year to date, it's 50-50.
Okay,
after
understood.
the QC.
And again, we're talking about units, not
Units,
dollars.
I can't talk about dollars after
Understood.
the second quarter.
You know, with CFL, I know that you had very strong IP.
Yep.
Is it true with LED?
Actually, we have more patents either issued or filed than with CFL. We had 28 CFLs, we have 32 LEDs. A lot of them are on drivers. Like I said, we have a very strong team of driver people here in Aurora, but also in Zhejiang and Shanghai. And dimming as well. And we have just been filing, not yet granted, IP about our new Bluetooth lamp. So we had about 2 years ago, and I think there is something in this room about it, connected.
Right.
But connected required its own gateway, which some people found a little bit problematic because you have too many gateways in your house anyway. So now we have a Bluetooth enabled lamp, one full color and the other one tunable white.
Okay, so again, no gateway.
No, you can just download the app on your Android or Apple iPhone, and then you're in business.
I do think that's the way it is going, because I have a Nest, a Hue, and it
Wink,
seems like
maybe?
another
No.
one. No, I guess it's Wink. I guess it's
Wink is the one that you
three.
bought at Home Depot, yeah. But I mean, Google is coming out with them because it's what we call the battle for the living room. The one who controls the gateway controls what we do. So we still have a growing business in connected, but not for the complete package, only for the light bulbs and the downlights. And we sell it to people who have their own gateway and go to small businesses. So we have a company or a partner who sells a lot to McDonald's franchises.
Okay.
So they do security, heating, a lot of other functions, including lighting, that they offer to the owner of that McDonald's franchise. And then when he ticks off lighting in the box, then he gets TCP product.
How important do you think controllability is in our future?
It's the most important thing at the moment. Controllability is the thing, and the issue is not so much controllability using your own platform, but going to platforms that are out there in the open.
Right.
So it could be Zigbee or Bluetooth or a number of other carriers that are out there, and I haven't found yet, or nobody has found yet, the holy grail, which one it will be.
Right.
But if you look at our industry, you see companies that invested heavily in controllability, like Acuity, do very well in the stock market. So that's really for me the thing that we spend a lot of our resources. Remember, I said 107 people in R&D. We have about 4 or 5 people full-time here in Aurora, only working on connectivity and controllability.
Is pricing more difficult, I guess, in the DIY market or in the electrical distributor market?
Pricing is related to the Energy Star label and the UL label. So in the DIY market, they have completely gone away from Energy Star. If you go in front of a lighting bay in Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, any of them, you see that there's probably 20% is still Energy Star, the rest is non-Energy Star. It's non-dimming. If you have dimming, you have to have Energy Star. If you go to the CNI professional market, non-dimming is for them a no-no. So you need an omnidirectional lamp. So it has to be Energy Star. So you see also price erosion, but not to the same extent as we see in the retail side.
So is part of the issue education? If we can educate the consumers on the importance of Energy Star, then we can get more quality lamps in that DIY channel?
I would say yes, and rephrase it slightly. I say the quality of light is that we should keep. I mean, I want to have a good price product, but I want to maintain a minimum quality of light. If Energy Star is the measurement or the metric for quality of light, that's fine with me. But some of the current Energy Star metrics, like fully omnidirectional, are a little bit over the top. With a 230 degree,
Right.
you can achieve 90% of it. So
Okay.
we are working together with Energy Star to rewrite some of the
Well, I noticed
standards.
you have a lot of Energy Star products, and you have a lot of Energy Star awards as
Yep.
well.
Yep.
Can you share some of that with our audience?
In terms of the number of awards, I have to turn to marketing.
Four partner of the years.
4 partner of the years, and I know
4
that,
partners of the year.
Yeah, and I also
Okay.
know for sure that we have more Energy Star labeled products than all our competitors combined.
Really?
Yeah,
Okay. I had no idea. I saw a lot, but I had no
I
idea.
had no idea until we went to the latest Energy Star conference in Oregon, in
Okay.
Portland, Oregon, and then I saw that. So I'm very proud of that.
Let's go back to the market a little bit and talk about the retrofit market. Does TCP as a company prefer to sell a new fixture to retrofit or a retrofit kit?
I think that there are about 2.8 billion E26 Edison screw base sockets
Okay?
in America.
Okay.
So as long as these sockets have not been converted, all 2.6 billion, to LED, we are continuing to sell retrofit. For new construction, the market will go to what we call fully integrated LED solutions, fixtures. It could be a downlight, but it could also be LED embedded
Okay.
in furniture, in the carpet, in the sunscreening. So there's a lot of opportunities there. So yes, we need to have both. We have for what we call the existing, how you call that, the number of buildings out there in America
Okay.
that still have traditional fixtures with sockets. We
Okay.
want to continue to retrofit. For the newer constructions, we are going ahead also with an offering of integrated luminaires.
Okay, let's speak about an industrial that maybe has a 400 watt metal halide. Do you get involved in those types of retrofits?
We have a number of high bays and what we call sky bays for the higher ceiling versions, but our main focus is basically warehousing
Okay.
and distribution centers, not so much manufacturing locations.
Okay,
So the answer
understood.
to your question is no, we are not in that market.
Okay.
We have a lady whom you know well, Amanda Faust, who's leading
Sure.
our new business development department. So we have for a specific number of verticals, we have what we call segment plans, and our segment plans are focused do not include industrial lighting.
But those segment plans are sold through the electrical distributor channel?
The segment plans are executed by Amanda's team.
Okay.
And if we get an order through that, we will bring that order to our distribution channel partner and they will do the order fulfillment. A case in point is that our company has won a contract from Sherwin-Williams,
Okay.
which has about 4,000 paint stores in America. They are rolling out an LED fixture plan for each of their locations. We do that, we design the fixture for them and we make the fixture for them. But once they place an order, it goes through a distribution partner.
Okay, and again, Sherwin-Williams paint, so color, very, very important, and they turn to you
so
for that.
we have high CRI color rendering because you don't want the customer to sell paint and when he comes home it's a complete different hue of color
Sure.
than what he saw in
Sure.
the store. So you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Kai, this has been great, and thank you for sitting down and speaking to us. We
Thank
appreciate
you,
it.
Randy. Appreciate
All
it.
right, thank you.
Yeah.